Good morning, everyone. First of all, I wanna acknowledge the presence of our brilliant panelists and audience. I am Marietta Anthony, librarian of St. Michael College of Caraga. First, I want to share to you the geographic details of our institution. The institute is located at 8.7 north latitude and 126.29 as longitude and 101 meters elevation above the sea level. I am here to respectfully present to my study entitled Influence of Library Orientation and Librarian's Assistance to Freshman Self-Efficacy on Information Processing. According to SRESTRA 2008, the library has a variety of information sources, and it offers various services for supporting instructional, research, and learning activities. For the optimum use of the library resources, students should know these information sources and services, gaining access for better utilization. Students must learn to screen through the maze of information to make an effective decision on what information sources to use. The study aimed to determine the quality of library orientation and librarian's assistance on the freshman's self-efficacy in information processing in private institution in Caraga region, to make the student appreciate the value of information and to impart the library and study skills. The study encompasses the library orientation and librarian assistance as dependent variables that are assumed to self-efficacy information processing, which are dependent variables. The self-efficacy on information processing covers the skills determined by locating, evaluating, and using information. This study assumes the quality of library orientations and librarian's assistance to the freshman self-efficacy on information processing. The assumption is based on the socio-cultural theory and concept of three-zone proximal development, or CPD, as a teaching strategy originated by Vygotsky. It also characterized scaffolding instruction as supporting the student improvement as offering help structure to find workable level. Another theory that is the theory of Bandura, the social cognitive theory, that the learners believe about their abilities to carry out the task successfully are assumed to strongly predict their ability to succeed in the task. Researchers use the descriptive correlation survey research method. The participants were the 349 freshman college students who were enrolled of St. Michael College of Caraga in the second semester of academic year 2019-2020. This study used the researcher-made survey questionnaire based on the Association College Research Libraries. A 5-point scale was used to assess the quality of library orientation, librarian's assistance, and self-efficacy on information processing. The questionnaire has 3 parts. The first part dealt with the assessment of the influence of library orientation, where the participants assessed the influence of content and delivery. Each library orientation was composed of a number of indicators such as content and delivery. Second part of the questionnaire was used to assess the extent of the participants' extent of librarian's assistance. And the third part contains the item which will assess the participants' self-efficacy on information processing in terms of locating, evaluating, and using. Each dimension consists numbers of indicators: locating, evaluating, and using. The researcher used the descriptive correlation survey research method. This design is used to analyzing data and examining the relationship of the study. Result and discussion. This study sought the answer of the following question. In problem number 1, how do the participants assess the quality of library orientation in terms of content and delivery? As reflected in the screen, The participants rated the library orientation in terms of content and delivery are interpreted as very good. This finding may imply that the student found the substantially and essential content of the library and delivery of the library orientation as effective towards the academic research pursuits. As you can see in the indicators, finding the right of information to the research obtained the highest mean. This may imply that students have learned how to locate effectively the right information for their research activities. Students may have understood the different access tools and other information retrieval system of the library. In terms of delivery, on the specific indicators, the provision of instruction on the use of internet inside the library and presentation and different services of the library have the equal highest mean. This finding may indicate that students were satisfied with the strategies used to conduct the library orientation where it was clear and understandable presentation of the content of the information of the orientation. Also, the librarians who does the library orientation possesses a mastery of the topic as well as ability to effectively deliver the content to make participants knowledgeable. During the delivery of the orientation, students were attentively and participative because they value the orientation as part of the services of the library. Problem number 2, what extent do the librarians assist students? Data revealed that all indicators were rated as very good. The student followed the librarian's recommendation regarding plagiarism. It may imply that librarians want to identify students on how library information resources were viewed as corrected by the plagiarism system and used in their research needs. This finding may imply that students are given due assistance for the research and other library activities. According to Shrestha, 2008, postulated that librarians' assistance to its user was found to be the most effective in terms of the use of resources and services where they provide specific, exhaustive, and prompt information. In problem number 3, what is the participants' level of self-efficacy information processing in terms of following? Locating information, using information. Third is the evaluating information. The data reveals that student self-efficacy and information processing in terms of locating information interpreted as a very good. Among the indicators, students can locate library materials that they need got the highest mean. This indicates that the access of library orientation was user-friendly, that students can easily locate the materials needed, possibly that library materials organized by department, by course, sign, so that students can be easily located. And the study of Crox and Flockton explained that locating information is considered as relatively easy stage in information, probably in terms of problem solving. In terms of evaluating information was rated as very good. Among the indicators, students know when information is related to the topic or assignment and able to determine if the information is appropriate for the topic assignment. This is manifestation that students know how to evaluate information both online and printed. It may imply that students already know that when they evaluate information, they look into the relevance of the topic, currency, accuracy, authoritativeness, and objective of the information they needed. According to Corbonnet 2003, that students have an ability to identify, to select, to measure, and use the information that related to their information related to the topic on their assignment needed, if the scope of the sources appropriated for the research, and to find the most relevant sources available for the information they need. Using information student self-efficacy, students can use several information to increase familiarity with the topic and have ability to read, browse through materials, and then arrange the information need. This means that student knowledge and awareness are fully absolute to the information. This finding may imply that the student use their learning experience to identifying sources information they want to use. According to Bandura, students who want to set their goal are likely to experience an initial sense of self-efficacy for the achieving goals. Based on the regression analysis as reflected in the table, all the regression of the whole model is significant. There may be the other factors that account for the rest of the variation in their self-efficacy of information processing in terms of locating information, evaluating, and using information. Thus, the null hypothesis can be rejected. This is ample evidence showing that the participant self-efficacy in terms of the processing in all components of the significant predict the satisfaction of their information literacy skills. This finding may imply that student self-efficacy in information processing gained from library orientation and librarian's assistance increase rapidly in the parallel with current needs due to the technological changes. According to Chestra, self-efficacy using information is provided to meet the needs of the users. Information services include librarian's assistance, provide to users in pursuit of information. The character and extent of the such services will vary with kind of library or information centers, the type of the users. The information services are to develop not only to meet users' needs and improve present services, but also to anticipate users' needs in the future. In the conclusion, based on the findings of the study, the library orientation and librarian's assistance significantly influence self-efficacy on information processing in terms of locating, evaluating, using information. With their high assessment of the information processing skill, it affirms that students are knowledgeable in how to locate, evaluate, and using information effectively and efficiently. Recommendation: the head librarian consider to develop an information marketing strategy to create more awareness about the existing library resources and services among the freshman students for better utilization of such resources and services offered in the library. Librarian possibly look into enhancing their information searching skills, especially in using library online databases. Future researchers to explore the other activities related to research to improve student self-efficacy in information processing. And this is my references. Thank you so much.